We are the Fat Guardians. My name is ACB the Man, and welcome to Crucible Basics number 2. And today we're essentially going to be talking about effective ranges of your weapons. So, I was originally going to go in depth and say the average range of this type of primary versus this type of primary is, and get like very specific with the actual meters and have people stand by ammo boxes. But I'm not going to do that. I've just pulled out one of each type of the weapons to show you essentially their ranges and just give you an idea of how close you need to be. I'm not going to show you fighting enemies. That's going to be a different video, but today is literally just about the range and what you need to be thinking in the Crucible when using certain weapons. Yes, some perks can make weapons a little bit further than the ones that I'm using. Yes, some weapons are better than others. Certain hand cannons are better than other hand cannons. Certain snipers are better than other snipers, that kind of thing. But I'm just essentially doing distance tests, just kind of show you, hey, auto rifles are probably closer range than sniper rifles, that kind of thing. So, without further ado, let's get started. One more thing, guys. I am showing you two Guardians in these clips, and I'm essentially showing you damage fall off for my specific weapons. Damage fall off is when you're too far away and you do less damage than you normally would. So I'm essentially showing you ideal range, and then range that's just a little bit too far away from these weapons. You can still get kills, but it's going to take just a little bit longer. Let's start with auto rifles. So auto rifles, you hold the trigger down, it shoots a bunch of bullets. You generally have to be the closest with auto rifles before you can start shooting people. As you notice in this clip, I'm pretty darn close with this auto rifle. Now, yes, it's a Suros and it can have a little bit more range, but with auto rifles, you want to be very close. Next up, we're looking at hand cannons. Now, hand cannons can have some discrepancies in ranges based off of perks, based off of specific weapons. But if you notice in this clip, it's a little bit further than the auto rifles, but it's still pretty close. Hand cannons are a close range weapon. You need to be closer to make sure when you're shooting them fast, you can still kill all your enemies. So hand cannons are a little bit farther away, but they're still close range. The third type of primary we're going to talk about today are pulse rifles. Now, pulse rifles can kill from a little bit further away, but in order to get nice, crisp all three of your bursts on the head, you need to be a little bit closer than you would want to be. Look at this clip and you will see that I'm further away than hand cannons, but not by much. Now, I have a very good roll in this one, so it's a very tight grouping. So if you don't have a good roll, you may have to be even closer. But with pulse rifles, you can stand a little bit further away. And last is scout rifles. Now, scout rifles are just pretty much reliable in this game. If you notice, I'm pretty much all the way across the map from these two, and the damage drop off is about a point of damage. Now, you do need to make sure you still have them in your sights, so even though you can shoot from far away, they can run around corners, and a closer range in this is ideal, but you can technically use them from this far away. Now, let's look at all four primary types together. You can see that they're labeled, and you kind of get an idea of how far away you are. Now, the reason I'm doing this is so that you can start to think about your engagement distances. If you're really far away, don't use an auto rifle. If you're really, really up close, maybe that pulse rifle is not the best. So you kind of start to think about your engagement distances and how you're going to use your weapon. Rolling into special, we will start off with shotguns. Yes, you can get shotgun kills from far away depending on the health of an enemy or what perks you have, but you pretty much need to be right up against them. Hold left trigger, pull right trigger, they're dead. And following on that is snipers. Now, in PvP, you're probably not going to have damage fall off from snipers, so just get good perks. Kill them from far away. Snipers are snipers, they're fun to use if you can get good with them. Okay, so the third type of special is the fusion rifle. Now, fusion rifles are a little bit different beast because you pull the trigger, you charge up a shot, and then it fires, and it fires 7 bolts, and depending on how hard the projectiles are, how hard the impact is, and how long it takes to charge up, the less or more bolts you need to have. The fastest firing fusions take 6 of those 7 bolts to get a one-hit kill. The slowest ones are 4 to get the kill, but you're charging for longer. And it's just, you have to get used to fusion rifles. They're one of the most unique weapon types in the game, and I have a Saladin's Vigil here that can kill from pretty far away. But Fusion rifles, they're okay. I don't really use them a lot, but I do have a very, very good one. You just have to essentially be in between, sort of, where you would use a sniper and where you would use a shotgun. And lastly, we have our sidearms. Now, sidearms are fun because they can be a very, very quick kill. They're not one-hit kill secondaries, so there is a range to them. If you notice, it's even shorter than auto rifles. Yes, you can kill in 5 or 6 shots if you're standing a little bit further away, but if you really want to effectively use a sidearm, you're going to be right outside shotgun range, right before your normal like auto rifle range, and so it's very, very close, but you don't have to be touching them to get that kill. So here's a comparison of all the specials. Very, very simple. Shotgun right against them. Fusion rifles pretty close, right outside shotgun range. Sniper rifles from wherever you can see them in your scope. And then sidearms pretty much touching them just right outside that shotgun range again. On to heavy. Heavy is more about how you use the weapon and what perks you have. But in testing, I could not find any damage drop off, so just pull the trigger down, shoot enemies, have a decent roll, and I will talk about how to effectively use machine guns in another video. Rockets. Pull the trigger, blow things up. Rockets rely on perks more than pretty much any other weapon in the game. There's pretty much only 2 good rolls for rockets, and I will talk about that in another video, but mine has hand grenades and horseshoes, and it's pretty much a decent, very good roll. So just for comparison, here's rocket launchers versus machine guns. They're heavy. Shoot the bad guys, they're going to die quick. And this may have been a little bit shorter of a video than you would have liked about weapon ranges, but this is just a visual of weapon ranges and an idea of what range to use your weapons in. Like I said, this is not a comprehensive, well, you do this amount of damage here, and if you step back 2 meters, you do this amount of damage. We don't really want to get into that. I typed a script up like that, and it was just boring to read and boring to listen to. So take the ranges you're seeing and think about the ranges you need to use your weapons in. If you like hand cannons, get up close. If you like scout rifles, you don't have to get so close. It honestly depends on how good your roll is, how comfortable you feel on the type of weapon you're using, and then just your preference on if you're going to be a close range guy, hey, maybe use auto rifles. If you're going to be a long range guy, maybe use scout rifles. If you want to be real close and aggressive, shotgun's for you. If you don't, sniper rifle will be for you, and then either heavy. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and share. Any pizza can be a personal pan pizza if you try hard enough. Click on that pizza to subscribe, and click on the other videos to watch some of our fantastic content, and do not forget to share.